everyone, welcome. This is the third video in a three-part series I've recorded for you to go over some of my favorite books in the hopes that you'll be inspired by them, and maybe you'll find some books that you can add to your reading list this month that are on yoga, mindfulness, breathwork, spirituality, women's wellness, and self-improvement. So this week's video, we are going to go through a few books. So the first one here is actually three. It's a series, part of a series of books distilling wisdom from Thich Nhat Hanh. The first book that came to me was actually from Om Practice. It was a wonderful gift from the team over at Om Practice. They sent it over to their teachers a couple years back. It's called How to Sit, and I just loved the wisdom in this book. I love just being able to open up to a page and read through a short, paragraph and just sit and practice it. So I, after that, shortly wanted to go and find some more of these books. So the one that I love here is How to Love. I've gifted this book to a few friends, and then I also thought How to Fight was a good one. So anyways, these are some interesting books that you can have open up to a page and see what resonates with you. Second book I have here is called The Four Agreements. Now, this book also was a life changer for me. I loved reading this book. I read it actually literally in a day, and then I read it again. So in the same week, it just really resonated. I love how simple it is, but also just how tangible the practices are. So impeccability of your words and your actions. This is the first agreement. Be impeccable with your word. And I think the one that I really work with a lot is don't take anything personally. It's the second agreement. So I don't want to go through too much of the book so that way you can enjoy it yourself, but this is a great one to have for those interested in looking at how to break the barriers of some preconditioned habits or patterns that may not be working to your highest intention. So, four agreements. Okay. Here is one that I also have enjoyed a lot. There's some tabs sticking out. It is called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. I really enjoyed this book. There's an exercise in it that I also had done a few years back from Rod Stryker's book called The 4 Desires. And there's a lot of practice. So this is the kind of book that you want to take your time to read and not... you could read the whole thing and then go back and reread it again and do some of the practices. There's some journaling, some writing prompts, and just an interesting way to really do some personal work. So great book, absolutely love it, and highly recommend this one. Okay. This book, The Little Book of Tools, was written by one of my teachers, actually Jessica Niederfer. She is based in San Jose, so she's local to the Bay Area, and she's an energy worker and sound healer. I really love this book. It also has a very slim profile, but it is packed with some wonderful practices that you may find helpful. My favorite section is, and I've told Jessica this, is the chapter on mirror work, and also one about security. I think it's, let's see if I can find it. Cultivating Relationships in Abundance. So this book is just really, really well written. And again, one of those kinds of books where you can return to again and again and find something to help maybe with practice starting a new practice, a new ritual, and learning a little bit more about yourself. Okay. This is another book. It's called Leading an Intentional Life, and it was written by Paige Elizabeth. She's also one of my teachers. She's based in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've had a chance to practice with her this year, and I love this book. So there's some prose in the beginning that you who may have attended my classes, I've read to you during Shavasana. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece that Paige wrote. My favorite chapter in this book is the one on unconditional love, and it's the one about loving yourself. So I would buy this book just for that chapter. That's how wonderful and like how heart opening it was, and how it changed. It really like made me question a lot about how I addressed loving myself, and how, you know, they say that you teach others how to love you by showing them how you love yourself, and that's so very true. So anyways, in this this book you'll find some great insights, and Paige just has a really wonderful way of being super direct and to the point about so many things, and I think, you know, if you want to read something that isn't super esoteric or like difficult to apply in practice, this is a great book. So anyways, highly recommend Leading an Intentional Life by Paige Elizabeth. And my last book. I'm trying to keep these videos shorter than how long they've been. So this is the last one. It is called Eastern Body, Western Mind. I started reading this when I was pregnant a few years ago. It's by Amadea Judith. And the reason why I acquired this book is I listened to her interview on a podcast. I think it was maybe with embodied philosophy, but I was just so fascinated by her knowledge of the chakras, and this was something that I've always wanted to learn a little more about as a practicing a yoga practitioner and as a teacher. And you know, because the chakras aren't something that you can like open up the body and actually see, but she explained it in that, you know, if you've ever experienced a broken heart or grief and you feel it in that space, that's the chakra. Like, that's the energy of the chakra that you're feeling. So anyways, wonderful book. I love how it's tied into psychology and also into the stages of life and how we develop over from epigenetics. So from the time we're in the womb to the time we're born, and as we grow, and how the chakras are activated in each stage. So wonderful book, and I think that's it. I made it through all 7. I hope you enjoyed this series, and I may do more in the future. I definitely have more yoga books to share. So if you like these, please let me know. If there's something that you want me to share, and something that you have questions about, please let me know. Again, I'm outside. I'm sorry. I really love being outdoors during this time when we can't go anywhere. So overhead noise, outside noises. I just love being outside right now. So hopefully you're getting some fresh air and sunshine as well wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching this, and until next time, see you then. Love you guys. Bye.